Hello everybody, how's it going? We're talking about when and where to wear certain fragrances depending on the occasions and the situations. Now, I've already made a video about the weather and how that can affect what fragrance you should wear, so you could check that one out if you don't know what to wear on a hot day or a cold day. So that video's up. But when it comes to situations, there are three that have been asked consistently in my DMs, and people get confused about what scents to wear during fancy occasions, during dates, during the office, and during places like the beach and the pool. I said three, but I meant four. Did I even say three? I don't know. Whatever. We're going for it. Anyways, the first fragrance I will use as an example is Black Phantom by Killian. And hopefully me saying this would be helpful, but I would suggest to look at fragrances kind of like you do with clothes, right? There are certain clothes you wear for certain types of situations. Would you wear a very fancy tuxedo or a nice ball gown dress to your corporate job? Probably not. And with this fragrance, Black Phantom, it's this very dominant, loud, bold, rum, coffee, dark chocolate type of fragrance, right? And this to me just reads as sophisticated. This is a scent you want to wear when you're trying to stand out. This is a scent you wear if you're going to an upscale event, like a black tie event or some sort of nighttime wedding. This is definitely not something I would ever wear to the office. Now, I will say in this video, there's definitely going to be overlay of fragrances and situations, right? Especially more on the fresh and clean side. There's going to be a lot more versatility to work with. You can wear fresh and cleans at the beach. You can also wear them at these fancy events, also in the office, also on dates. So let me just throw that out there. But with things that have a similar DNA and kind of give a similar vibe to Black Phantom, like Naxos by Sershoff, even Egypt by 8 and Bob, Leighton, Royal Crown Sultan. Those things to me, much more fancy type of scents. So that is where I would suggest to wear these heavier, more dominant, more flashy fragrances and occasions where you yourself are dressed to the nines, right? Now, the trickiest category that people have a hard time with is work. They don't know what to wear to work. And the one that I would suggest is like a fragrance kind of like L'Homme by YSL. Very inoffensive, something that is somewhat of a skin scent that people around you can't smell unless they get up close and personal in your business. And when you are in the office, I want to reiterate that you still have to be considerate of other people around you, okay? You have to have that self-awareness. It's not the time to wear a loud scent and to try to fish for compliments, because I remember there was this one guy that was upset because he got some of my favorite fragrances like Ombre Nuit and Tuxedo. Those are the two he mentioned in my DMs. And he said, I bought Ombre Nuit and Tuxedo, but I haven't gotten no compliments from anybody at work. So like these aren't really that big of compliment monsters like you say in your videos. And I'm like, bro, rule number one, well, the reason why you're not getting any compliments is because people at work don't give a fuck about what you're wearing. And on top of that, those are not fragrances you should wear to the office. Again, think of clothes. Would you wear something like a tuxedo to work? No. Are you still going to look nice? Sure you will, but it's definitely going to be out of place, right? With Ombre Nuit, that's much more of a sexy kind of date night intimate fragrance. Nobody wants to smell that on their coworker that they don't care about, right? Or their work friend. It's just completely out of place. So that's why I recommend really safe sort of fragrances. You're not trying to be daring. You are not trying to be sexy. Just wearing something that you yourself are going to enjoy. You are not going to wear a fragrance that's going to project and try to get attention. Because if you're that person at work that is wearing something and trying to get people's attention, I promise you, it's definitely not cool. And it's definitely not something where it's head turning in a good way. It's more of like, really? Here? Why are you wearing that type of scent here? You know what I mean? So please, to the guy that said that in my DMs, don't be wearing tuxedo and Ombre Nuit to the office for the purpose of trying to get compliments from your coworkers. All right? If you're wearing it because you really enjoy it and you don't care what people think, then just go easy on the sprays. Spray a small amount that you can smell on yourself that will not irritate other people around you. Again, self-awareness. These people that work with you cannot just get up and leave their desks and just not come back to work for the next few hours until your fragrance starts to dry down. Like, they are stuck there. And most of the time, they don't have windows to open to kind of air out the floor, right? So you are just suffocating a bunch of people with those. So if you're someone that really wants to wear these heavier, sweeter fragrances to the office, even though I advise against it, if you're going to, please just like stick to one spray, especially if it has good performance, or spray it on, like do one spray on your clothes the day before. So at least you smell it on yourself and people around you don't smell it radiating off of you. I think that that's a huge mistake where people think, I think I actually received another comment on my TikTok where this person wore Grand Soir by MFK to the office and her coworkers didn't like it. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit, this is also to me a better like night wedding kind of fragrance. This is not read as an office fragrance to me. So please be aware of the situations to wear these things at. So again, things like Molecule 01, perfect for the office. Things like L'Homme by YSL, great for the office. Now, another topic is dates, right? But the thing is, this can be broken up in other topics, right? So maybe I can do a separate video specifically about dates, but with nighttime dates, you can get away with the heavier fragrances, especially if you are going to like a fancy kind of restaurant, or you're going to like this fancy hotel that has a nice rooftop bar and you want to wear something like Egypt by 8 and Bob, or you want to wear something like Risala by Arabian Oud, you can. I think that they kind of coincide, like the fancy restaurants, anything kind of upscale, if it's a date or whatever, you can kind of throw on the same fragrances you would wear to these bougie black tie event type of situations. For day dates, like lunches, brunches, breakfasts, things like that, I would go more on the fresh side. And also, you got to take into account the weather, right? So look at that. But that was only a small covering about the date scents. But things like, the One EDP by Dolce & Gabbana, both the masculine and the feminine, great for dates. They're intimate. They're not something loud where the table next to you eating dinner is going to get irritated. Another one that I like is Pie by Givenchy. I will say this actually has pretty decent projection, but if it's nighttime and you're in this like fancy restaurant and it's like an outdoor seating type of thing, your date can probably smell you across the table, but this isn't going to go too crazy that like your scent trail is just blasting everywhere in the same way something like Versace Crystal Noir would, But still, actually, to me, this is definitely more of a cuddly fragrance that you throw on like after your date and you're kind of trying to be more relaxed and casual about things, then you throw this one on. That's just my personal preference on it. Okay, now we're talking about the pool and the beach situations. This type of occasion should be the easiest to pick on what to wear because, again, think of the clothes, right? You don't want to wear a leather jacket to the beach. You don't want to wear something heavy, a heavy coat, a fancy trench coat to the beach. No, you're pretty much going to be in a bikini or some swim trunks or like a light cover up, something like that. So you want a really nice, fresh fragrance, something like Light Blue Intense by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, something for me is that I prefer the citrusy Fresh and Cleans over linen Fresh and Cleans when going to the pool and to the beach, just because that cold glass of lemonade vibe just seems more fitting than fresh laundry when you're swimming in the salt water. You know what I mean? That's just me. Of course, you could play around with it as much as you want to, but that is what I would suggest for the beach. And like I said in the beginning of this video, the cool thing about Fresh and Clean fragrances is that they can wear many hats. You can wear them pretty much anywhere. Even if you wanted to throw Light Blue Intense on at a fancy black tie event, at a wedding, it'll still smell good because for the most part, 99% of the time, I wish it was 100% of the time, people do not mind if you smell like you just took a shower. If you're fresh and you're clean, it for the most part is not a problem. I say 99.9% of the time because there are those people that don't like that, which is That's a whole nother topic, right? But out of all the situations I've mentioned, these freshies can fit into any of them. They could be appropriate for any of them. With work though, that's the tricky one, honestly, to me, just because if it's allowed fresh and clean, I would still only do a couple sprays, or not even, I would stay away from that specific fresh and clean. Even with light blue intense, I get great projection off of this actually. So if I would wear it to the office, I would probably only do one spray, maybe on the back of my neck, just so, like, I just don't want it to be too obvious. I don't want like a huge scent trail following me around, because this fragrance does that and it lingers in the room when I wear it. So I would very much tone it down. But again, the work fragrance like Molecule 1, like L'Homme by YSL, that is definitely the direction I would go. This you can wear to a wedding, gonna be fine. Wear this on a date, whether it's at the daytime or during nighttime, is gonna be perfect. So honestly, I mean, the shoe fits anywhere with these freshies for the most part, at least the decent projecting ones or performing ones. With ones like Hachivat that go over 24 hours in Cedrat Posay, those, at least with the office, be careful with it. With the other situations like black tie event, date, you can get away with those more. But the office, no beast mode things there. That would be my suggestion. Anyways, I hope this video helped everyone that has been asking me about this topic. Why did I say it like that? I said, I hope this video helped anyone that wanted help with this, pretty much. But anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.